Discrimination against Chinese and Asian immigrants to the US. Models aren't real, but humans are. Some background. The United States is a diverse country of immigrants, whether first generation or multi generational. While each group of immigrants faces challenges, some problems are unique and dependent on one's country of origin. The US is home to 24 million Asians. Roughly 2 million of the 24 million Asian Americans are Chinese. This video will investigate various difficulties Asian and Chinese immigrants encounter, discuss their impacts, and provide recommendations. Harms and causes. The model minority myth was first constructed in the 1960s to disregard the discrimination that African Americans faced by comparing them to Asian Americans, who were also treated with prejudice. Chinese and Asian immigrants are often regarded as model minorities due to their perceived success in academics and careers, particularly in STEM, due to hard work despite prejudice and discrimination. The model minority stereotype can create high expectations and pressure on Asian students and employees to perform well. Moreover, in a tech company career workshop, it was found that the Chinese employees held mostly engineering and scientist positions rather than management. The Chinese employees wanted to become managers, positions which offered higher salaries, but were informed that they were most valuable in their current roles. As managers are often thought of to be white men, Chinese and Asian women face a bamboo ceiling as they are disadvantaged on two fronts: gender and ethnicity. This is just one example of how the model minority stereotype can not only affect income, but also limit Chinese Americans' ability to realize their full potential for jobs that they are qualified for. Furthermore, research on East Asians in leadership has shown that they are underrepresented in leadership among S&P 500 companies. A major factor is that East Asians are seen as less creative, and creativity is a highly regarded leadership quality in the US. A series of studies on 2,304 MBA students in a business program in the United States indicated that East Asians received the least number of nominations for leadership, even if there was no evidence to show a difference in creativity between the two ethnic groups or more. Around 27% of Goldman Sachs US employees were Asian American, while only 11% of senior managers and executives were Asian. These findings demonstrate how the creativity stereotype could disadvantage East Asians during a job application process, especially in leadership. Thus, Asian Americans can be limited in their agency and autonomy by being prevented from becoming leaders of companies or pursuing careers outside of STEM. 语言挑战 Language barriers. Knowledge and information spread through language. Most first-generation Chinese and Asian immigrants do not come from English-speaking countries. A recent Pew Research study found that language barriers made it difficult for Asian immigrants to adequately describe their job credentials in interviews. This means that individuals who are qualified for employment aren't able to receive offers, and employers are not making the necessary accommodations. One participant in the study mentioned having to take a job below minimum wage, and another cited the hardship of caring for her child while her husband could not secure a good job. This is a major problem for the 2.3 million impoverished Asian Americans, as the inability to secure a job decreases one's quality of life from a lack of funds to purchase daily essentials. Recommendations. Given the various harms that the model minority myth and creativity stereotype have created, There are some possible partial solutions. For instance, diversity initiatives could be enacted to ensure equitable hiring so there is a similar proportion of Asian Americans in the leadership of an organization as there would be in the company as a whole. Another solution would be to install a blind hiring process, similar to how many orchestras use blind auditions to hire people. Applications would not contain any information regarding race, ethnicity, gender, or other demographic information. This would likely cause prospective East Asian and Chinese managers or executives to be on an even playing field with white Americans. The interview will have to be structured so that questions are essentially the same for all interviewees. Selection for employment would be based more heavily on one's qualifications, hopefully eliminating the model minority and creativity stereotypes. This is better than allowing a disparity to exist, as it would be morally harmful for Asians who are qualified for a leadership position to be kept in their roles as scientists or engineers because those individuals wouldn't attain their full potential. The benefit for one Chinese American applicant who could realize his or her capacity in an executive position is greater than the harm done to a non East Asian applicant who, instead of having an advantage in hiring, does not inherently possess a significantly different chance of being selected for the job under blind hiring circumstances. Thus, the moral permissibility of blind hiring is derived from contractualism. Implementing an AI translation system could remedy language barriers that recent Chinese and Asian immigrants might have. AI is rapidly developing, and translation apps like Google Translate have conversational features. A system using AI that can instantly translate messages, memos, and emails would enable Asian Americans still learning English to perform a job for which they are qualified for. This could be a transitionary measure, one facet of employee training, or a more permanent feature of the workplace. For example, Minnesota recently introduced an online AI assistant with the ability to translate 4 languages for its driver and vehicle services website. This is still in development, but the AI assistant had only a 6% rate of a mismatched response to a conversation or prompt, with somewhat higher rates for non-English languages. Developing this would require translating hundreds of documents and correspondence into simple language, and then translate them into different languages through machine learning, such as AI. Professional interpreters and native speakers of the language would need to review the translations by AI. This system could help in the job training process, while Google Translate could aid in sending emails. The mild discomfort or possible annoyance at using AI for one person would be significantly less than the prospective benefit that a Chinese immigrant would receive at working in a job they are qualified for and otherwise wouldn't have due to language barriers. Furthermore, an AI assistance system could benefit more than just non-native English speakers. It could also enhance the productivity of the company overall by allowing for more precise communication if the AI system were to include grammar. Therefore, the net aggregation from using AI would be greater than not using it. The final recommendation is for more people to research discrimination against Chinese immigrants to the US because more information on the impact of creativity and model minority stereotypes would help find more solutions to mitigate the harm. I hope that you learned something new and are inspired to do more. Thank you for listening and watching. I hope you enjoy.